Stories from Jesus. This is one about the lost sheep. Great crowds of people would come to listen to Jesus, and he loved the people, and the people loved listening to him. One day, the ordinary people gathered around, the folks who were sometimes looked down on, the people who did things that maybe they shouldn't have been proud of at times. They were all there, and then the Pharisees and the scribes came. They were the kind of people who thought they were something. They were religious, but they weren't godly. They had a good education, and most of them treated the uneducated people rather badly. When they saw the common people listening to Jesus, they spoke to each other in disapproving tones that Jesus, he welcomes sinners and he even eats with them. Well, Jesus told them this story. Suppose one of you has 100 sheep. Do you see what he did there? He suddenly links the ordinary people with the shepherds, the working class, the hard-working shepherds. So you've got 100 sheep, he says, and one of them gets lost. What do? Do you not leave the 99 sheep together and you go and look for the lost one? Of course you do. The caring shepherd goes out onto the hillside, putting himself in danger, and he searches until he finds the lost sheep. Jesus did exactly the same for us. He's the good shepherd, and he left the comfort of heaven and he came into this dangerous world where he'd be abused by people and killed by crucifixion. The reason was the same too, because he cares. He cares about every single one of us. Even if we're really far away from God, he still cares. And Jesus came to search for the sheep or the people that are lost, people like you and me. So the shepherd in the story, he finds a lost sheep. That means the sheep's not lost anymore. The sheep has been found and rescued from whatever danger it was in. That's what happens when people are found by Jesus. He rescues them from their sin and the dangers that it brings. They're no longer lost, they're found and they're safe. This shepherd, he puts the sheep across his shoulders. He doesn't try to make the sheep walk home. He lifts it up and he carries it. And the rescued sheep is carried back to the rest of the flock. Jesus does not expect us to rescue ourselves. We couldn't do it even if we tried anyway. Jesus has the wisdom and strength to not only find us, but to keep us safe and bring us right into his home. When the sheep is safely back with the others, the shepherd calls his neighbours together. We're having a wee celebration tonight. Come and join us. The sheep that was lost has been found. In the same way, there's joy in heaven when even just one sinner turns from their sin and is rescued and brought into the safety of God's protection. You could make God happy today by asking Jesus to forgive you and promising to live for him from now on. Jesus immediately went on to tell another story. This time it was about a lady who lost a coin. His stories were not just for the people who worked out in the fields. They were for the people who were at home too. This lady had a set of coins. In the picture, you can see them dangling from a headband that kept her head covering in place. Apparently lots of women would have had this type of thing back then. Her husband had probably given it to her, and the lady would have treasured it. She would have been so pleased and really proud when her husband first gave this set of coins to her. She would have put it on and she would have held her head high as she walked up the street. But not now. One of the coins has worked its way loose and it's fallen off, and she was horrified. This spoiled her beautiful set of coins. If she walked up the street with a missing coin, her friends might think that there was a problem between her and her husband, and that the husband has cut one of the coins off because he was angry. She had to find the coin and have it sewn back on before anyone found out. So she searched. She looked everywhere. She swept the floor. She looks in all the nooks and crannies where it might be. She looked everywhere that it just couldn't be in case it had somehow got there. She was down on her hands and knees looking. She lit a lamp so that she could see better. She didn't want to miss it in the darkness. She looked outside in the garden in case she dropped it there. She searched everywhere until suddenly she saw it. She could see where it was, so she bent down and picked it up. Oh, she was relieved and she was happy, and she called her neighbours. Now she could admit to having lost the coin because she had found it again. She told them how happy she was that the coin was safe and secure again. Jesus said that the angels in heaven were happy when just one person turns from their sin and trusts in God. If you want to make heaven happy and to rejoice, ask Jesus to forgive you for your sin and bring you into his presence to live with him forever, to enjoy his company here on earth. And when this life is done, to enjoy his company forever in heaven with him. Jesus went on to tell another story about something that was lost. This time it was about a lost son, a lost boy. But that's a long story, so I'll keep it for next time. If you want to read these stories in the Bible, you'll find them in the New Testament in the book of Luke, chapter 15. For more information about becoming a Christian, have a look at our website, oamission.com. Thank you for watching.